Okay, so I'm going to go over how to panel out and prep a partial wrap with plot cut decals. So this Nissan NV200 is getting a partial wrap. So this area right here with the black and purple um, artwork or graphics, this is all going to be vinyl. The white part of this will remain exposed. That's the paint of the vehicle, but we're going to do some plot cut text on the door here and plot cut text with the social media logos down here at the bottom as well. And we're just going to go through and set this up. First thing I want to do is just kind of make sure that these items here on the back end are pretty level to each other. We have them running level to this rail here, and the customer has seen that and approved it. So that's how we're going to keep it. So what I want to do is just really quick is take my, I'm going to show you two ways to do this. Well, we'll go over one way. Let's keep our guidelines here. It's kind of a trick if you want to call it that. I'm going to get my rectangle tool and I'm just going to make a rectangle. Okay. And I'm going to have this at about maybe 9. And again, I'm using a color that's not common in the design. And if you want to call it, you know, level tool or something, you can. Or if you just know that that layer is your rectangle, that's fine too. So I'm going to zoom in here and I want to make sure everything's kind of running level to this rail here. So I'm going to take my rectangle that I just made and I'm going to transform it and I'm going to rotate it so it's pretty close to level to the rail here. Okay. And I'm going to take this tool and I'm going to use this as a guide to see if everything else is level to the rail. So I'm going to go up to my logo here and I'm going to go off the bottom of this square, and it actually looks like it's lined up pretty close to that, so that's fine. Now I'm going to go down to book now. I can either use the top of the words book now or the bottom of the words book now, and they look pretty close to being level to my little cheat sheet or cheat tool. And then same thing to my phone number. Phone number looks pretty close. So everything looks pretty close to being evenly level to the nearest body line or item on the vehicle, which would be this rail. And you could even go off of, I'm going to turn my artwork off. You could even go off of this body line right here in the window if you wanted to. That's pretty close to being level in relationship to the rail. Okay. So I'm going to turn my artwork back on here. You don't really necessarily need to do that as much with these because they're being plot cut, but if you want to, you can do this. Okay. So we want to run this text level to this body line here. So what I would do is take my tool or my rectangle and just rotate it to where it's level to the bottom of the door there. Okay. Now I can bring it up and see that my this Dagis Glow Decor is just tilted down ever so slightly. Okay. Same thing with my Facebook logo and the Facebook tag. So I'm going to go find those layers in my artwork, and I actually put them all in the folder that says social media. Do a Control T. I'm just going to ever so slightly tilt it. So now if I took this, brought it to the bottom, it's running pretty close to level to the bottom of this door because that's the closest body line. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and leave this alone because to me it looks like it's running pretty level to this body line here. So we're going to leave that alone. And you know what? I take that back. We're going to go ahead and make this level to this as far as our display goes. Okay, so I'm take my tool or take my rectangle again, tilt it. All right, and then here that's my cheat sheet. So obviously the text here, baby showers, birthdays, is kind of running um, at a slightly different angle. So I'm going to take that. I isolated that in the website here, baby showers in the website, which is this right here. These are those two layers here. Okay, Control T, and I'm just going to ever so slightly tilt it so it's running like that. And really, it's the transits that you've got to kind of keep an eye out for. Your Nissan NVs, your Ford Transits, your Dodge ProMasters aren't as bad. But anyways, you can use this rectangle as a tool to kind of get an idea of if it's running level with the some of the major body lines, because these transits, they've got just all kinds of different body lines going at all angles. You've got one here going this way at an angle. You've got one here going at this angle. You've got these kind of dipping down at another slight angle. The distance from here to here is usually slightly greater. Let me turn my artwork off. From here to here, let's say it's 20 inches, but from here to here, it could be 18 inches because it starts to slightly curve down. So it's really tricky to determine what's level, which is why it's best to let the customer decide and see, because they may see this and they go, you know what, to me it looks like it's tilted. Can you make it level? And it's like, okay, well, their version of level may be this. Let me zoom out here. Their version of level may be that. But now, if you look at the Facebook logo down here, to me it looks like this is running up at an angle, you know, and to me, in relation to this rail, it looks like this is kind of dipping downhill as well. So you might split the difference and kind of angle it down just a little bit, but not as much. But at the end of the day, it's the customer's decision because it's their vehicle and they're the ones that's paying for it. So anyways, we're going to go in our history and backtrack here. And that's where we're going to keep it because that's what the customer approved.